Welcome back to Outlook Houston. We're talking this morning with motivational speaker Jonathan Sprinkles, who is sharing a little information with us on how we can get it straight in 2008.
That's right.
And before the break, we were talking a little bit about some of the myths, and you talked about resolutions and them lasting all year long, and that it really doesn't happen. But you have a little analogy that you use with food to kind of tell us about that?
Well, when you think about how silly it is to think that a New Year's resolution is going to last the entire year, it's kind of like this. If you make some food in the morning, it will be silly to assume that it's going to stay warm all day long, right? You know that something is going to happen, something is going to change in the state of the food. Well, that's the same way that our motivation is to continue on with those goals that we have.
So you have to make sure you warm it up.
Well, yeah, we're going to talk about that. Yeah, we're going to talk about how to keep it real warm.
Speaking of warming up, you say there are a couple of strategies you can use in order to really hit your mark, get your goals. And you say first, to know your numbers. What does that mean?
We have to know your numbers because anything that isn't measured won't move, right? So if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. So know what your numbers are. What's your cholesterol? What's your weight? How much money do you have? What's your credit report? What's your credit score, rather? All of those things that are important to you. How much time are you spending with your kids? Whatever is important to you, you have to establish a number with it. Why? Because what you want to do is start by benchmarking. You start with where you are. You can ask yourself the question, where am I? How did I get here? And then lastly, you can finally move on to figuring out how you can change it. So know your numbers.
So should you set a number as a goal?
Yeah, every goal has to be both quantitative and qualitative because we have both a left and right brain. We'll get into that later. That's some more advanced stuff. But quantitative, it just means you want to have a quantity associated, a number. So that way that you don't say, well, I want to lose some weight. You say, this is my ideal weight.
Yeah. Okay. Now, the next point that you say is ditch your diet and break your budget. Yeah.
See, here's the thing. People say, ditch my diet and all this stuff, but that means I'm going to break it. You're going to break it anyway. You're going to break. How many times have we...
I feel so hurt with you saying that. Go ahead.
How many times we ever done a diet or been on a budget that's just like this Houston traffic? Stop and start. Stop and start. Over and over and over again. So I say ditch it. Don't go on a diet and a budget because subconsciously those are very negative words because diets and budgets are quick fixes. Instead, having a plan is the way to go. I have a friend, Sanyika Calloway Boy, she's a financial fitness coach. She says budgets suck, but having a plan is cool. So instead of saying, I can't do it, I'm on a budget, you say, this is what I can do based on my plan. So it's
a way of really changing your thinking. Is that what you're saying? I mean, really, because I've heard people say that before. Don't say you're going on a diet, you're making a lifestyle change, and that kind of thing. So it's something you really have to tell yourself every day.
Absolutely. You say, well, this instead of saying this isn't in my diet, you say this isn't on the plan. Because what it does is it implies a solution that you're working toward. Not that you're preventing yourself from doing certain things, you're excluding certain things, you are including other things.
Yeah. Excluding that chocolate on my coworker's desk, including that apple that's on mine. I'm just checking to make sure I'm getting it right.
That could work too.
Now the next point is and it's real straight and to the point, simplify.
Simplify. Again, as I said earlier, we try to do too much. We try to say this would be the ideal self, and I want to do this and this and this and this all the time. We set year-long goals. Here's the way I teach people. When they come to me, I always coach them this way. Say instead of trying to set year-long goals, set monthly goals. Instead of saying, I want to lose 30 pounds this year, can you lose 7 pounds this month? That means, can you lose a pound and some change this week?
So if they don't hit that 7 pounds in that first month, do you recommend, if you don't hit your first goal on your original date, do you just modify it, keep that same goal?
Well, you figure out
next month?
That's the thing. You see, you don't wait until showtime to figure out whether everybody knows their lines. What you do is you just go piece by piece, and you have what we call the CSIs, the Critical Success Indicators. This is how I know I'm on track. So week by week, you're going to measure. As they say, yard by yard, it's hard, but inch by inch, it's a cinch. All right.
Okay, I'm going to let you make it on that one. And the last point you have is to lose the losers. Just lose them. Just kick them to the curb.
Gotta go. See, what I've discovered is that the majority of mental energy that we spend and that when we waste it is based on relationships. The people you are with will truly make you or break you. There's a guy named Jim Rohn, who's a success strategist. He said that you are the statistical average of the 5 people you choose to associate with the most. So wherever they are, you're probably going to be somewhere in the middle. So be careful about who you put yourself around in this year. If you don't make any other decision, make sure that you upgrade the quality of people you're with. Because the main thing that you're going to want to work on is making sure that you're with the people who have the things you want. They're just doing it on a higher level. Never make someone a priority in your life when you are just an option in theirs.
And that's one of the things I wanted to make sure we hit, because I think that is so key. If you're not important to them, don't make them this high importance to you.
Oh, absolutely. We spend so much time trying to sell ourselves. Put that Be My Friend t-shirt on. You know, love me and all this stuff. No, no, no. Just drop that stuff. There's a technique I spend with the people I coach. I tell them, erase, then replace. Erase all that other stuff. And the time that you would normally spend with that person, just replace it with somebody who is much more conducive to your goals.
Jonathan Sprinkles, it's always a pleasure to have you on, and I'll do wax on, wax off. I'll erase and replace. So thank you so much for stopping by, and to all of you, if you want more information on Jonathan Sprinkles, all you have to do is log on the web at getandstaymotivated.com. Outlook Houston will be right back. Wax on, wax off.